Okay, time to move on now. Tom Brobson is the Communications Director for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. He's an expert on the latest developments in treating diabetes. There's so much going on. It happens at such a quick pace. To find out the latest, let's welcome Tom. Thank you.
Hi, it's a pleasure to get to be here today. My name is Tom Brobson. I get to travel the world for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, JDRF. And I can honestly tell you that it's fantastic to be here in the Big D. And to be here in the Big D talking about another Big D that we really want to see go away. So thank you. Give you a little bit of information, because my head is full of information. It's a scary thing. The Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is the largest private funder of research to find the cure for diabetes in the world. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what JDRF does or is. We're the largest, and we're the ones who help to drive the agenda to try and find that cure. And we do that because we were founded by people with type 1 diabetes. We are for and about people with diabetes. And so our focus is on finding the cure and driving treatments and enhancements that change the course of this disease and enhance the quality of life of everyone who has to live with this disease. And we've been hearing about what that looks like and how big that numbers are and how fast this is growing, and how, so you can see this is a critically important thing that JDRF does. But the real point, the real question, I guess, is why am I here to talk to you? And why am I here? Well, I may look like a human being, but in fact, I'm actually a guinea pig. And yeah, I really am. I'm a guinea pig. And I am here to share with you a little bit about what it was like to be a guinea pig, and in so doing to give you a sense of the kinds of things that JDRF is making possible. So let me just back up for a second. I have type 1 diabetes. And having type 1 diabetes really means, as we've heard today, that my pancreas does not make insulin. And if you don't have insulin, you die. It's very simple math. No insulin, you're dead. So people with type 1 diabetes, we have to become our own pancreas, and we have to find ways of giving it through shots or using pumps like the Omnipod or the Animus. We have to give ourselves insulin, and we have to become our own pancreas. And that never stops. 24 hours a day, 365 days out of the year, we have to be thinking about our diabetes. It never stops. And if we take our eye off the ball, if we look away for a minute, we're in a very bad place. People die all the time from diabetes. People die all the time from having taken their eye off the ball. Okay? So that's just stepping back for a minute to give you a little bit of context. I had the good fortune, and there's lots of ways I could explain this, but I had the very good fortune to be able to participate as a guinea pig in a human clinical trial. And this human clinical trial has already been referenced today. It was the artificial pancreas trial. So this is an initiative that JDRF is driving to try to create a set of technologies that have the ability to mimic a healthy pancreas, to automate or automatically deliver insulin, so that 365 days a year, 24 hours a day kind of life that I have to live, and everyone else who's in that boat with me, all those kids you saw up here earlier who have to live that life, could have a little bit of a break and live a little bit more of a normal life with a little bit less of a burden. So we're trying to create an artificial pancreas. JDRF launched this initiative about 4 years ago, and I'm very happy to say that we now have clinical trials in human beings all around the world trying out different versions of the artificial pancreas. And this guinea pig standing here in front of you today has now lived on an artificial pancreas 3 different times. And I can tell you it's been a life-altering experience. So what do I mean by a life-altering experience? There's tons of statistics I could share with you about what it was like when I was actually on an artificial pancreas, but we're not all on the same level of understanding about diabetes here and what an artificial pancreas will look like. So I'm not going to drill down too deep on this. But I happened to get to participate in a clinical trial that was held at the University of Virginia. I'm from Southwest Virginia. I get to travel the world, but I actually am from Southwest Virginia. And University of Virginia is where this particular trial was. This particular trial used the Omnipod pump, so that was fantastic. because that happens to be the pump I currently use myself. But this technology is fundamentally using any kind of a pump and connecting it with some new technologies called continuous glucose monitors that we heard referenced earlier, and then automating the system, allowing the two to talk to each other and automatically deliver insulin. And so each time that I've gotten to go onto the artificial pancreas, there's been amazing data that's come out of it, and I could share with you what all that data is like, but you know what? Fundamentally, it isn't the data that makes it the life-altering experience. It's the emotional effect. And I did not necessarily anticipate that until I actually did it. So imagine if you were a person with type 1 diabetes, if you're one of these little kids you saw up here earlier at the very beginning of this, and you know that every single day, the first thing they have to do when they wake up and the last thing they do before they go to sleep, and frequently, many times in the middle of the night, they have to think about their diabetes. How much insulin have I taken? Have I taken enough insulin? Have I eaten enough food? Am I in a good place? Am I in a bad place? It never stops. It never stops. And when I got to be on the artificial pancreas, it stopped. And for each of the times that I've done it, these are all right now phase 1 trials, are in very controlled environments, but each time I've been able to do it, in a way, my diabetes went away, or it became something that was background noise that I didn't really have to constantly focus on. I was able to stop and just live. And I cannot tell you what a powerful gift that is and what that feeling of freedom that came from that was like. So I just want to say thank you to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation and to our corporate partners and to everybody else who've helped to make this possible. And what I really want to share with you, because as I sum up here, is that there's amazing progress on every front that you could ever hope to think about in terms of the actual biological cure, new therapies that are going to change the course of this disease. JDRF is making all that happen. So please, become part of the cure, become part of the solution here. Support JDRF. Support the mayor, support the city of Dallas, get involved, make a difference, be a guinea pig if you can be, and we'll all get to where we want to, a cure for diabetes. Thank you.